Akko here, welcome back to FTB Resurrection on the Utopia³ server. There's a few of us online in a minute, there we go, that's what's online in a minute. And I'm going to get on with some B stuff in a minute. After the last episode, I did actually suss out that I wanted these things in, automation upgrades. A few people told me in the comments, so thank you very much as well, but I'd sussed it out pretty much after I finished recording. So these are all automated, as you can see. I've got 14 stacks of bees. I've done nothing else with that yet. I'm going to get on with that in a bit. A couple of things to do first though. One is I brought my steam processing, my Bronze Age stuff across from my village to here. So I've got a little setup here that I am just in a minute, take myself some diamonds. I have run the mana shroom through there for a little bit. Now that's coming down a bit. We're going to get on. We've got a bat problem, as you can see. Yeah, bats everywhere. We'll get to that in a minute as well. That's what we're going to be working on in a minute. I'm just going to set up some power for the boat first though. So yeah, a little setup here. Just my steam macerator and my forge hammer with them two boilers. So that's exactly the same as it was pretty much in the village. I've got some speed upgrades in there to get the steam across a little bit quicker, and things go into this chest. I've also got this little setup here to automatically refill the cauldron. So when you get stuff like nether quartz dust, for example, you need to throw it in a cauldron. So all this does is it's got a little thing with a bucket there that keeps that cauldron full of water. And how are we doing on here? We have nearly got our second septuple. See, we've got one in every these sextuple. We've got one in each barrel, apart from that one. So as soon as we get one in that barrel, that'll become our second septuple. So still not going very quick, but it'll get there. I have been told, and again in a comment, that these want to have as many world interaction upgrades as possible. So this is going to end up with a full stack of speed upgrades and then 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of world interaction upgrades. I like to have the filter in there just because these things can suck up anything else. So if I was to like chuck that energy pipe on the floor there, if that didn't have a filter in, that'd suck that energy pipe into it. Pick up. Thank you. It'd suck that into it and block it. So that's why I like to have filters in there. But it does mean you lose one of the slots on here. I have taken the stack upgrade out because that works against this, I am told by a comment. So thank you very much for that comment. It will let me know about that. So yeah, that'll eventually get extremely quick. But that's, look at all the bats. God, I think they do it on purpose. Someone got a bat spawner. Someone might have buried a bat spawner under here. No, I don't think they have. I think it's just because it was dark. So as you can see, I've done all the floors. And I've been working on the walls, but I've run out of nether quartz for the time being, which Rorax is going to sort me some out because she's working on power over there, doing the great tech stuff. So once we've got the chemical reactor up and running again, then I'll have enough quartz to finish all the walls, which is pretty cool. Then I can move on to doing other parts of the ship. What I'm doing at the minute is I'm setting up power for everyone. So see there, we've got a power line coming in. And I've set it up so that every room's got a power line coming in. And what I'm going to do for the time being, until I build an engine room, because the engine room's going to be at the back of the ship, underneath the forecastle, I'm going to build a little setup down here. So I've just sussed out and just taken to bits out my own area there. What we're going to have in here is transfer. Oop, not there. Picking stone up, damn you. I want to transfer on here. It's quite cool, this. I quite like it. So I want that there, so that only picks up charcoal. There we go. So that's set to charcoal, yeah. Now on top of this, I want 3 energy nodes. Oh, actually more than 3 actually. Oops. Because I've got 5, so it looks like Nicholas will give me 2 more. Oh, thank you for that, Nicholas. At the minute though, I ain't got enough. I haven't got enough hyper rationing pipes, so I'll have to use 2 for the time being, and I shall add more engines in a bit. So hyper rationing pipe into the energy transfer node, which is quite cool. This, I like the way that this works like this. Into there. So what that is now, that can accept energy in, but it can also put stuff out. So because we've got our thing here set to charcoal, if we now put survivalist generators on this, now these will get upgraded for the bigger ones at some point, so I won't need to do this. But for now, I can't actually get the bigger ones because we need the octuple. So what this is doing, see there, that's taking in 1 charcoal through the energy node, which is very cool. And it's also putting energy out into the energy node, which is also very cool, because that means up here, so yeah, 2 for now. In fact, I'll put the other ones down, because I can always sort that all there. And what we want up here is our minion cube. If I break that there and put a transfer node there, so that is going to put power out of the minion cube, or the resonant energy cell, to all the bays, and D is going to put energy in. So, and because they've got that hyper rationing, they're only putting one in at a time. So we're being really efficient on our charcoal use, which, as I said before, isn't really that important. I just find it fun that we can be this efficient. I'll just bang them in there for now. So you should see that each one of these gets one put in it, and it'll keep on top of that for me. So this is a very nice, quite compact and steady power dealie. So check that out. Cool. So what I can do now is I can build another 8 of them, which I have Nicholas has actually been making some. So what we're putting out there, we're putting out that's 320 hour for tick in it, 8 of them. So I can go to 16 of them, so we can get 600 hour for tick. Oops, cat tape. So we can get up to like 620 hour for tick just out of them. So I've got a lot more in there ready to go. I've got 3 generators and enough there to make 8, 9.5 more. So yeah, cool. I shall get that done off camera between the episodes. Oh, I want that ender transmitter in there as well. Oh, that wants to be in that one in case we have anything set to use the thing. Cool, there we go. So that, nice little setup, I like that. So that's getting power for the boat. This is temporary, like I say, once we've got an engine room, and once they're the bigger ones, if you look at the survivalist gen, I'm heading for them ones, and each one of them takes 8 of them and a hyper energy node. So that needs the bedrocking, which is why I need the bedrocking. And that'll be our power source in the engine room, down that way. Cool. So next then, what I want to do is I want to work on getting these mob spawners sorted out. So this is a work in progress. Now this is going to have the auto spawners in here. So we're going to be able to spawn things on demand, and I'm trying to like make it look a bit like a shipping container on stands here. But I don't know if I'm liking how it looks. But the way I'm going to kill stuff in this is a thing I've seen on Lord Raccoon and Lance Strider's videos. Autonomous activator with an etheric sword. That guy, unstable ingots, doesn't take any damage on the sword. So if I can push things down to here, so I've got fans, I'm just playing around with fans underneath, so some fans down there, bit of redneck cable in there as well. But some fans down there, mobs spawn into here, get pushed down there, and maybe the conveyor belt here, I'm not decided yet. It's going to push them in front of this. This is going to kill him, and that of course can be enchanted with Looting 3 and Vorpal. And the Vorpal's very cool because I don't know what mod adds it actually, but I've got a Vorpal book. I've actually got it on my sword. Look, Vorpal 2, which increases head drops. So with Wither skeletons, you get Wither skeleton skulls really easy and quick with that. So yeah, Pan's pushing the things down here. I'm not sure whether to have it glass on the front or not, but that's going to be for actually getting targeted stuff like the mana shroom, so stuff out of safari nets, like that guy. So what I can eventually do is, from underneath here, I'll have redstone control on the auto spawners, and level limiters, so we can keep a certain stock of materials in the A network when we get the A network all sorted out. Up here, on top of this is my little cursed earth area. Now this is slightly different because I actually want this to be done on grinders, because I want mob essence, and a grinder is what you generate your mob essence in, of course. So I've got, this is 15 blocks long, so each grinder can do a 5 block by 5 block area. So I've got 15 blocks of cursed earth in there. And what I've got down here, this is slightly different way of doing it. Instead of having transfer nodes on these, I'd need I need a liquid transfer node and an item transfer node. What I've got here is I've got the upgraded ones. These are called retrieval nodes, and you make these in the QED, the thing with the lasers over there on the wall. And we've got a retrieval node for items. I'll just put 4-speed upgrade in there, should be okay I think. And one for liquids. So now if we turn these on, just by turning these lights off, it's a bit manual at the minute. We should get a lot of mobs spawning in there. And that's already in there, which is good. Nice. And that retrieval node might not be quick enough with only 4 things in. I might have to put a stack upgrade in that as well. But what we should see is things coming into here, if everything's working right. Now this just goes back to my old base, my village. It's not my old base, it's still my village, isn't it? And nothing seems to be going in there. We're getting liquids in, which is good. And we're getting items. Looks like we're not. Looks like the spawners have stopped. The grinders have stopped. So teething problems. Do you need a transfer node on still? Even though that's going to be a shame. Oh. You spit anything out with me? So it's looking like they're stuck because they've got items in them. Okay, I might have to rethink this a little bit. I might have to put a chest on the back of these and run the power in there. So let me be back in 1 sec. Yeah, this is going to work okay then. All I've done is I put the land underneath there instead. And a little trick, by the way, if you're playing with Grig Tech, if you use spruce logs, you get 4 chests from 8 logs. Is that the same amount? So is that getting 4 wood per? Yeah, that's getting 4 wood per thing, innit? So you don't have the reduced amount of wood if you do that, which is it's a bit snarly, I guess. Oh, there we go. So if I put them on there, that's alright then, isn't it? I think. And I just want to tidy this up a little bit while we're watching it. So let's turn the lights back off. There we go. So now items should come into these, and then the retrieval node there should pull the items out into there once it's gone through its little timer thing there. So while we're waiting for that, let's just cut this guy up into bits. Bit laggy, isn't it? And I want some of them guys. Didn't maybe need 24, but never mind. So come on. Shouldn't have blocked. Have you blocked? You shouldn't have blocked. There we go. Right, it's not blocked, it was just idling. So we are getting more essence, we are getting loots, and that ain't bad. That's a start then, isn't it? So what I've got there is a way of getting more essence, which we can then use to spawn other stuff. What I want to add to that is I want to make a quick thing in here. So as you see, like I said at the end of the last episode, I have made some lasers and assembly table from Buildcraft Silicon. In there, right at the minute, I want to put a redstone in there. Oh, I've got some lapis, didn't even know I had any lapis. I also want to put ender pearl and redstone in there as well. So the first thing I want in this is I want a basic gate. So I want one of them. And that's going to give me a gate. This is a little slow, isn't it? So these energy lines, by the way, these like the normal transfer lines, but they make them slightly different. They're redstone instead of glass and whatever it is for the normal ones. And what they do is they'll only put power through. They'll only connect to stuff that has power through. So see there, that's putting power into all these, but I've left these ones with normal transfers because I also at some point I'm going to want to be able to pull the stuff out of this. So they link to that, which is quite nice, and they also keep separate, which is also quite nice. And that is pretty slow, so I'm not getting a massive amount of power through these, am I? The first thing I want to make is a redstone chipset, and then I want to make some of these pulsating chipsets. I'll tell you what, I'll get them made because this is going to take a little bit of time, and I should be back. And here we are then. After a short amount of time, I have got myself in here a couple of pulsating chipsets. Wonderful. Now this I can't unfortunately can't do at the minute. This isn't working. I cannot make the red pipe wire, which is a shame because I want to make that, to add to that, to make it into a gate. If you're looking here at assembly table, that makes a basic gate, and what I was going to do is I was going to make a structure pipe for on there with a simple when barrel full output redstone signal to turn these lights on, so that this only runs when there's room in the barrel for liquid. But I can't do that yet. We can do that when we update. Speaking of updates, the 1.0.1 version is on the launcher, and we will be updating in a couple of days. Now we're not updated yet because there's a mod called Advanced Generators that some people have been using, and that's been taken out in the update. So Nemson's leaving it a couple of days for people to change into a different power type for that. So bleh, fell over my tongue there. So that's why we haven't updated just yet, even though the update is available. This is a little steel thing that I mentioned before I cut the video there. So what you need to do is chuck chisel stone bricks in there because they've got order on them, and the order goes into there, and one iron nugget becomes one steel nugget for one order. So the cost is stone, and you get steel nuggets, so you can make steel nice and quick like that just by feeding it a bit of chisel stone, which is quite nice. Chisel stone, of course, you just make using your chisel from that chisel there from the chisel mod. Cool. So yeah, right then. Next then, so yeah, I can't really do that bit of control in there, so I've turned it off for now because that's full, and I will work on getting that bit sorted between episodes. I noticed this was pretty slow. Now, it's the first time I've really used these energy nodes, so what I think I need to do is speed upgrades in this will do that search for inventories thing. So I don't know if it'll increase how, I think it'll, see how slow that's searching for stuff. Now it's connected to 15 things already. I don't think it actually increases the power transfer rate. What I think I need is a hyper energy node on there to be able to transfer power quicker. So I will be getting to that, of course, when I get octuple. So everything's waiting on the octuple cobble gen at the minute. Right, so what I want to do with this pulsating chipset is into Gendustry. Now, somebody called the legendary Foxfire, thank you very much, left me a comment saying skip over the Mutatron, go straight for the advanced one, because what the advanced one lets you do is certain bee recipes, like a common and a cultivated combined together. You can get either a diligent or a noble, and it's random which one you get. With the advanced Mutatron, it's not random, you can actually pick which one you want. So I'm going to make that right now. That wants to be in there. So for this we need some of these things, genetic processors. I've got one already, which is why I had some diamonds on the go. So I need another one of these. So that, 4 of them, and one of these guys is going to get me another one of them. So what we've got in here, we've got, so the advanced Mutatron, I did a bit of nether quartz there, and I need another power module, right, so that's why I've got 4 of them for then. So that one's been there, bit of quartz, wants to be up there, and then, how do I make this thing again? So 2 pistons, 2 gold, and a redstone. So 2 pistons, 1 redstone, and 2 gold. I think I put the pistons in the wrong place, haven't I? Let's have a look. I have actually had a quick look, see if there's any bat spawner underneath my floor. Can't find one if there is. There we go. Power module, and now, not in there, in there. Oops. What happened there? Lag spike? Power module, please. Thank you. And then, there we go. That gets us our advanced Mutatron. I am the Mutatron. And that is going to go there, so I need to move that thing. Who's going? That now is dolly. I have not got a dolly because the dolly I've got is back in a sec. Okay, then made a quick dolly. The dolly I have got is at the minute is a diamond dolly, and it's got a red cap spawner in it, which I don't think I'm going to end up using, to be honest. But there we go. We've got an advanced Mutatron. What I need to do now then is I need to get liquid in this. So I've got power in this mutagen producer, and now we're going to be putting an absolute load of power into this once that's found it. So I guess that's looking for it. So that's searching its network. Yeah, it's weird how they work, isn't it? So that's searching its network, and once it finds out, I'll start putting power in. What I want to do now then is I want is it copper and glass? Copper, 4 bits of glass around it. Yep, it's your portable tank. What can I upgrade this with? 4 invar and then 4 hardened glass. Okay, and then it'll be 4 indarium, I guess. So invar, have I got any of that? 4 invar, and hardened glass I believe is lead and pulverized obsidian. Cool. Thought I had some of that. So, and that. So that's going to get me up to 32 buckets, and when we get 4 of these, it looks like I'm making 8 of them, doesn't it? Because I think I get 2 per lead. Oh, there we go. That's going to get me up to 128 buckets worth. Nice. And what I've done is I went out and mined some redstone, and I've made it with, combined it with sand in here, redstone ore with sand. So what I can do is if I chuck that redstone in there, that's going to start producing. So we can say we can use redstone or uranium blocks, or uranium or glowstone. So I'm going with the redstone route because it seems the cheapest way of doing it. So I've banged that stack in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to let that fill up. I'll see how much this gets us, and I shall come back and we'll do our first bit of bee mutating. What I need also is labware, innit? Labware. So I'll make a stack of this stuff. So 4 diamonds, some glass panes will get me a stack. That's a lot of diamonds, isn't it? Relative to what to the amount of diamonds I've got, I mean. There we go, a stack of them. That'll see me right for a while. And there we go. I am ready to go. And there we go. Look at that, it's found its power. So that once it's found it, it actually does transfer pretty quick by the look of it, doesn't it? Look at that, Christ. So I don't know what I'm talking about that hyper energy node. It just takes a while for it to find where it wants to be putting power in. But once it knows. Okay, yeah, excellent. Cool. Back in a bit when that's full up. Or, well, not full up, but we'll see how much that gets towards filling that up. Okay then, ready to go with the bees just about, but I've been a little bit sidetracked because these bats are just getting on my tits. So I've made a golem, and he's going to go and live. He's going to live right on there. And I've got a guard core for him. Lovely. And I've just realised I forgot something. Damn it. He's got a dart launcher, which goes on that arm. And he's got a top hat, because he needs to have a top hat. And what he also needs is an order upgrade, which is what I've not got. So I'm going to want some gold nuggets. And I have to jump back to my village to quickly make this. So once we've done that, we shall get on with the making of our first lot of bees. Now it's been, like I say, it's been a while since I've done bees, but I should be able to quite quickly get the things that I want from the bees. Now, what I want for the traits is to work towards the fastest worker trait and the longest lifespan and things like that. So that's what I'll be working towards. So what I need to do off camera is check a wiki and see which bees have them. Someone kindly told me, yeah, the hermetic bee that I mentioned is the one that drops quartz, and for that it's one that you trade with a bee villager, which yeah, I had forgotten about that, but I remembered as soon as I read the comment. So thank you for that comment. So I shall have to do a bit of trading with a beekeeper NPC at some point for that. Right, what are you doing down there, you damn guy? So if I click on him now, and now I want to kill animals, because bats are animals. And there he goes. Go on, get him. Well, I think he needs a speed upgrade as well. Yeah, I'll get him a speed upgrade. Anyway, as you can see, we have got 57.6 buckets worth. So you'd actually get a full bucket per redstone block. Well, that's good to know. It's all right. That's enough. What have I got them with me for? Didn't want them with me. They should be back at me at the base. And charcoal wants to be in there. Iron wants to be in there. Okay, so our first two bees we are going to breed. Let me get my wrench, my crescent hammer. That now wants to go on top of there. I could, of course, have just piped this, but I'm not sure if I'm going to move these. If I am, I'm guessing I'm going to lose all that power. But I thought for now I'd do it like this. So that's going to drain into there now. So there we go. We've got our labware, we've got our mutagen, we've got our power. So now we need our bees. So I've got plenty of drones here, so I don't really need them anymore. What I actually want is, I don't want that to recycle the bee. So I'll take the automation things out, because I want the princess and not the queens. So I'll let this cycle through, and I shall get the queens. Let me have a quick check, see if I've actually got any in here, any princesses that are not ignorable. So ignorable ones I'm just going to bin. So the upgrade I mentioned, that lets the mutation one, what's it called? Genetic stabilizer. So it doesn't actually make the bee pristine. It'll always be ignorable. It just means it doesn't die. And I'd rather just, you can find plenty of pristine bees if you have a look around. So these ignoble ones I'm actually going to kill, because they're bad. So what happens with ignobles is after a few goes round, these will die, which is unfortunate. But if you've spent time breeding them into better bees and then they die, it's a bit worse than if you just let them die, just kill them straight away. So I'm going to get rid of them, and we are going to want a forest drone and a meadows princess, and they're going to go in here. So what you see is this can only create one kind. Oh, it can create two kind of bee. Look at that, leperine. I thought you could only do that at Easter. So that's a bee that you can only produce at Easter, a leperine one, normally. But it looks like you can actually do it with this. What does that give us? Eggs and silky combs. I think it's the leperine one's the Easter one. But I don't want that. That's what the advanced mutatron lets me do. It lets me to select which bee I want. So I want a common. So it's going to get me a common queen. So what I have to do... Hello, Nick. What I have to do with that... Okay, then I had to cut there because I got rudely interrupted, not by Nicholas, who stood next to me, but by a smoke alarm downstairs. The bacon was burning. So I had to cut there and delete a little bit of footage. So we've got this guy in here. It took a little bit of time to process, of course, because the bee's got a decent amount of life. But what I've seen I can make are these things, lifespan upgrades. If I make 4 of them, 1, 2, oops, 2, 3, 4. And just to show you what goes on with this guy, let's we'll put them in there. And should we breed another one of these just to show you how quick it goes? Let's do the next thing. So I'm going to need some common drones, so I'm going to keep all of them too. And I'm going to start pulling genes off these later on. Should I keep that princess for now? Yeah, why not? I'll keep that princess. What I can do is I can use one of the other princesses, can't I? So I'll use Meadows. And what I'm going to do now is, in here we're going to go Meadows, Common, and we'll get cultivated. Excellent. So that is our next step up the path. Now this is quite cool. I need to make one of these squeezer, and for that I need some tin. So I'm just processing a little bit of tin because I've run out. So I'll get some tin there. Look at that, lovely 36 diamonds. And what I need tin for is to make this guy squeezer. So we need a squeezer to squeeze honeycombs. That's going to get us honey. And in that we're going to use this thing here, which I thought that was a recipe for. Let's have a look. Realizer. Oh, and a carpenter. Okay. So I need to make a carpenter as well. So I'll get them made off camera in a bit. But what we should have now is, if I find the right machine, is we've got a nice cultivated queen in there. Excellent. And if I put that in here now with this lifespan upgrade, we shall see that this should go really quick. It isn't. Why you no go quick? Eh? What if it's because it's already a queen? Come on. It says you're on. There's no errors. Well, I'm going to have to wait for a little while. The bees different colour. The graphic different colour depending on what bees they are. I think they are. Look at that if I put them back in. Put that forest one back in. That one starts working. I think you'll see different colour particles. Yep, oh, forest colour ones. Interesting. So, oh, there we go. So that's going pretty quick. And because I've not actually scanned any of these yet, because I've not got a Realizer yet, I cannot see the traits that they've got. Seems to me I don't want to go when I'm looking at it. Anyway, that certainly makes things go quicker when you're breeding. The one I did in a test world died really quick. What also I can do, it's really nice, if I put in fastest, you'll see that these gene samples here, it shows you what bees have the fastest. So look at that, grader on faster worker or fastest. Fastest. There you go, we've got cyan, we've got light blue, lime, magenta and pink have all got fastest. So pink's a white and a red. A white's a wintry and a diligent, so that's quite easy to get. And the red was a common and a diligent, also quite easy to get. So I can get fastest worker pretty quick. Same for longest. Longest, I think Nicholas is behind me. Blowing my golem about. Longest, how do we get that? That's from an Avenging or a Phantasmal. Okay, so okay, that's demonic. So that's the nether branch, and the phantasmal I think it's the ender branch. Right, I'll tell Nick to stop making a noise, and I'll get this Realizer. I'll get a carpenter and a squeezer made so I can get this Realizer made and get some honey from that stuff so we can actually start scanning these bees. Rather than make a carpenter just for this one thing, I went to Nemgo village where they've got a carpenter because they was testing the forestry trade station today, and I remembered seeing it in Nemson's video. So I've got a Realizer made from that carpenter, and there's my squeezer, so that's all good. I'm just going to chuck the squeezer just there for now because I only want to get a handful of honey just for the Realizer. So anyway, speaking of Nemson, and here you go, I've been to Nemson village, Nemgo village. You going to work? It took a while for it to find it, innit? Now, there's been a bit of upheaval in the company. Ego has deposed Nemson, so now the CEO of Nemgo is Ego. So, not sure where Nemson is. I'm seeing achievements happening in the chat, so he's doing something somewhere, but no one knows where Nemson is because he went a bit power mad when he took over the end. And Ego sorted him out. So if you want to see what's going on with that, you have to check their videos out. Someone did ask me what the other people's channels are on the server. Now, if you look at my channel, on the links, there is a link to the Utopia3 network, and everyone who plays on the server should be linked within that. If they are not, then get on Nemson's back and tell them to update the list. But everyone who plays on here should be on the Utopia3 network channel, which is linked off my channel. So there you go. Right, we should have now some honey. No, still not got none. Come on. This is what... it's a centrifuge. I made the wrong thing, haven't I? I made the wrong thing. Don't want that at all. That's for squeezing seeds and shit in it. So centrifuge, let's try again. Copper, steady casing, glass. So it's exactly the same as that, but with copper instead of tin. So I'll need 6 copper. Luckily I've got a load of bronze, 2 bits of glass. Chuck one of them together. Nice and easy. I'll leave this little area in rather than taking it out. There you go. Oop. So now, there we go, we've got power straight away. Awesome. So this is going to give me honey. There we go, honey drop. And that goes in this slot up here. And what we can do now is we can put our bees in there, and it now that's a scanned bee and it shows you what stats I've got, so we can find out what they've got. So you kind of want to be doing that. I'm going to need a bit of honey for each one. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go away again. I'm going to make the next machines. So what we need now is a machine that can start pulling some of this stuff off these guys. So I believe I'm going to have to find out which one it is. So if I look at that, genetic sampler is what I need. Genetic sampler, that guy. So that's what I need to make now. I'm going to go make that. I'm going to breed these, as you've seen me do in there, all the way up to the top of the chain, the Imperial and the other one I still can't remember the name of. And I should back when that's all done. Next up then, I have got my genetic sampler, and I thought while I was making it I might as well make the next machine in the progression that it seems we're going to need, which is the genetic imprinter, which I think is what we're going to use to create these things. So these all need the labware, what we've got in here, so I'm going to take some of them out of that, and I'm going to give 16 to that one, 15 to that one for now, and we want some power into these, of course. Now, I don't think this second one I'm going to need just yet. I'm pressing all of them buttons. Power lines. There you go. All kind of things in I keep chucking into my tool bag that are not tools. I'm going to have to keep an eye on. So how much power do these guys take? 4 million and 1 million. So I guess these are going to stay here. Or I'll use it. Depends if I lose power. If I have to move them, I can use the transvector thing, I guess. So there we go. That's got that in. So we need some of these things now. So these are blank gene samples. Tin around redstone. So let's get a few of them. I don't think I've got a great deal of tin. 44. Let's go with 4 for now then. And there we go. Around redstone. I've got much redstone either. Gets me 4 of them guys. And what I can do now, I'm guessing this is going to lose me the bee. If we look, don't actually say what your lost chance is. But if we take, so I've been running these through a little bit, these commons. So commons are quite useful bees to have. Cultivated are quite useful bees to have as well, because if you look, cultivated can make diligent, fiendish, noble, majestic, sinister, and unwary. So that's some useful bees there. So we'll take one of them. We'll see what happens in here. So in you go, and that's going pretty quick, so I don't need to cut. All this power. So yeah, I guess it's a little bit heavy on power, but it's all good. So we've got a gene sample there, and it's not a very useful one. Tolerant flyer false, yeah, and it's killed the bee. Okay, so what we would like from that is we would like the species one. So I'm going to keep doing that as well. Now, can I do anything with this, or is that wasted? I think I might be able to cook it. I can. Awesome. So I can cook that to get it back into a blank one. I've actually got no furnace at all here. Pretty sure there's a lot of furnaces over here that are full of charcoal though. Yeah, I need to bring my infernal furnace across here, I think, and get my node across here as well. But I'll do that between episodes. But yeah, I can smelt them down, which is good to know. So put this other cultivator in here. See what we get. So now I need to go and cut and do a lot of other stuff. This thing also needs this cell here, so we'll find that, see what it takes to make them. So there's a genetic template. So that uses, okay, more tin, more redstone, and diamond. So that there, you see, gene samples can be added. What you do with that is you gradually build up 13 different genes, the wear care, the tolerances, and all stuff like that. And once you've got it, once you've got one of them with all 13 on, that's what you use. So you build it up by adding, oh, B. Right, so you build this up, so this isn't the next machine anyway. You build this up and then you use this to add it to a B. So genetic imprinter is not what I needed next at all. It was going to be the transposer or the replicator that's next. So I guess I should make them two as well. And one of them uses DNA and protein, so I need to make all four of them. But you get the gist. I can now pull things off here. There we go, species cultivated, cool. So that one's a keeper. I'm going to keep that. So that can go in the chest I've got there. It's a good one. So now what I can do, instead of having to breed, so how do I put that to a B then? I thought I'd be able to give that to a B with that, but I can't have them go in there, does it? No. So it looks like I have to create one of these before I can give that to a B. Interesting. I may be mistaken. Right, I'm going to have a little plain creative, just so I know what to do with that. So it looks like I maybe cannot add that until I've got all them, but I shall find out. And what I want to do is, now instead of having to start off by breeding a princess from, it's only going to take a couple of extra cycles, but instead of starting from mundane, I can actually, if I can give it that gene, I can start from cultivated rather than have to breed these two up from scratch again. But I shall see. I was on the right track, it turns out. What I can do now is I can grab my gene sample there, and I've made this thing, just genetic template that I was on about, and if I put that in there with a cultivated thing there, that is now a genetic template for a cultivated bee. So yeah, I can make that and I get the thing back. That's nice. But I've not got a copy of that thing anymore. So what I didn't actually need, yeah, if I made the replicator, that thing, I could make copies of this. So if you look, so there's a transposer. Oh, the transposer copies it. Not the replicator. Right, transposer, okay. But what I can do now is, because I've got that, I can go like that. Is this going to use this up? So I'm going to turn this meadows into a cultivated using that. We'll see if it consumes this. So you see there, there's one of 13, so that's the 13 things you can add. So ultimately I want it to have ignored day, night, true, flowers, speed, fastest, cave dwelling, true, effects none, or possibly regen or something. Territory largest, don't really matter if I'm not making flower, if I don't want it to make flowers. Humidity and temperature ±3. Fertility for breeding ones doesn't really matter, you can have it as just one. Flowering doesn't really matter, and tolerant flyer means it'll fly in the rain, so I want that to be true. So what we've got, yeah, cool, we've turned that into a cultivated and we've kept our genetic template, so that's awesome. So there we go, we can skip a little bit of the breeding. It's probably going to be just as quick, to be honest, but now I can do the next thing in the line, which is going to be cultivated and a common is our next thing to go at. A cultivated and a common is going to be diligent and noble, so we're going to want both of these, so I'll do one at a time. So like I say, I'll get to the top of these trees. I'll do that between episodes, so I'm going to wrap up there. I'm going to work towards getting some good bees, so by the time you see me next, we shall have the top of the range standard bees, and I should be working towards a hermetic one. So, I'm going to say thank you as always for watching. I hope you found the episode interesting and entertaining, and look like what we're doing here. And next time I may be on the updated version, which will be pretty cool, and we'll get on with something then. Okay, cheers, bye. Say bye, dude. No? Okay, bye.